Arizona is taking immediate and aggressive action against the opioid epidemic.
It is a scourge. It is considered a public health crisis. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey vowing once again to fight the opioid epidemic head on. And today he called for a special session to begin enacting legislation that he and other state lawmakers believe will put a dent in this crisis.
Good evening, everyone. His new plan includes measures like barring doctors from prescribing any more than a 5-day supply of pain medication initially. It also lays out tougher penalties for doctors who violate that requirement.
But the governor also reassured all Arizonans with chronic pain who rely on these drugs to ease that pain that they will continue to get them as needed. And that's especially reassuring for some recovering addicts. Fox 10's Matt Rodewald tonight spoke with one to find out what he thinks about the governor's new plan. Matt joins us live from the state capitol. Matt.
John and Carrie, a lot of this has to do with the drug enablers, not so much the drug users themselves. Case in point, let's go to Kentucky, where Floyd County has 38,000 residents. But between 2010 and 2016, a San Francisco-based distributor sent 18 million opioid doses to that county. That's enough for nearly 500 pills for every single person living there, and it's too much. That's why the Attorney General in that state filed suit today. It's exactly why Arizona wants a first fill limit, and a former addict out of Safford says it's a good start. We first met Chris Taylor last spring when his hometown of Safford was reeling from an opioid epidemic. A veteran, a recovering addict, and now a city councilman.
It's easy to say, okay, I'm gonna quit today. Your brain tells your body that you need this to survive.
Taylor looks at Governor Ducey's push for an opioid fix as a step in the right direction. But the issue is not as simple as taking pills away.
I wish this step was put in place years ago in Arizona, because what we have now is so many people way past that point that have moved to heroin and moved to different opioids that are stronger.
We have faced these issues before as a nation and as a state, whether it was crack cocaine or methamphetamine. This epidemic is unique because it too often starts inside a doctor's office or from behind a pharmacy window.
You know, a lot of people have surgery or something and only take them for 5 days, but they have 30 days worth, and they just sit in a cabinet and someone's going to take them. It's bound to happen.
Kevin got hooked and then got help at the Scottsdale Recovery Center where he now works. And he says he doesn't see a downside to Ducey's proposal to shorten opioid prescriptions to a 5-day supply.
I don't know if it will make people want to stay out of it. It's a lot more controlled, and it'll be harder for people to just to get it at very easy access.
Now, for Taylor, one negative in that proposal, Governor Ducey calling for $10 million to be set aside to help uninsured abusers get the help that they need. But Taylor, who works as a counselor in Safford, says that more focus ought to be put on transition programs, essentially calling the $10 million a drop in the bucket. A special session is set to meet tomorrow with Doug Ducey meeting with lawmakers here at the Arizona State Capitol. We're live tonight. Matt Rodewald, Fox 10 News.
More than 800 deaths have been attributed to opioids here in Arizona since June of last year. 800. And as we mentioned, the governor's plan caps new prescription limits to 5-day supplies. And it calls for $10 million more to help treat addicts if they already can't afford it. There's also a Good Samaritan provision which would protect anyone from prosecuting if they find someone who has overdosed on opioids. The new bill would also provide first responders with the opioid antidote, naloxone.